Listen, I'm not going to lie. I've been very happy about the idea of TNA coming back. I've been very vocal about my excitement. You know, it's a very big opportunity for Impact Wrestling. And more specifically, it's a big opportunity for all of the men and women who work backstage in this company. Because, you know, it seems like the first time in a very long time, people are starting to talk about them in a much larger way. Now, the reality is, I've been very happy as a fan of Impact Wrestling. I feel like they've been doing very good with consistent storytelling, great matches. You know, like they had a very impressive last few years, and I think a lot of that is credit to Anthem. But now they're going to become TNA in 2023, and everybody's going to be talking about TNA because there's a lot of intrigue there. This announcement from TNA, from Impact, that they're going to become TNA has sparked a very big topic on social media. And because of that, people are going to be talking about TNA. But there's something that TNA isn't doing that does anger me a little bit. There's something that they're doing that they're not doing that makes me a little sad. And the reality is, I know a lot of other people feel the same way. Now, look, TNA is coming back in 2024. We've talked about this numerous times on both of my channels. Better production, a newer stage, rebrand. You know, there's a lot that they're trying to do. They're going to change the pacing of their shows a little bit. They're making some very significant changes that I think people will be very on board with. But they're not coming back with the six-sided ring. And quite frankly, that's a bummer. The more and more that I think about TNA not having a six-sided ring is very bothersome to me. And I understand that some people have made it very clear that it's not the most comfortable ring to wrestle in. People say it hurts their bodies a little bit more. And I feel like there's got to be a way to make the TNA six-sided ring a little bit more safer, a little bit less grueling on the body, because the reality is the TNA six-sided ring needs to come back. Now, that three-letter word, TNA, has always been synonymous with the six-sided ring. It has been. And when you talk about an alternative to WWE, especially 10, 15 years ago, the fact that TNA had a six-sided ring, if you were flipping channels and you saw a six-sided ring, it appeared different. It felt different from what you saw in WWE. And that is why it is very frustrating to see that they are not coming back with the six-sided ring. Because here's the reality. The reality is TNA and their identity is very much because of that six-sided ring. The reason why the TNA name even had any sort of notoriety is because of that six-sided ring. And then when you factor in different match types that they've had, the Ultimate X, the Lethal Lockdown, all of those things that were synonymous with TNA, the reason why they were so great was because of the fact that they had a six-sided ring. I'm very much under the belief that TNA will be pushing the X Division. I'm very much under the belief that TNA is trying to make new stars by utilizing that X Division. And in the past year, we have seen some fantastic X Division matches. We've seen Alan Angels leave AEW and go to TNA, compete in an Ultimate X match, and have bangers inside of that ring. I feel that bringing back that six-sided ring is going to get people on board with TNA again. And I know it sounds like such a minute thing, but it will look and feel different from AEW, and it will look and feel different from WWE. It truly sets them apart from all of the other companies, and it's one of those things, especially in North America, when you look at this roster that they have a very good roster. They have some incredible athletes in that company. If they want to change the presentation a little bit, if they want to really focus on the pacing of their matches, more impact, literally no pun intended, but if they really want people to see that TNA is truly total nonstop action, it seems like it's a very questionable decision to not bring back that six-sided ring. And I know Scott D'Amore said in the past that it wasn't going to happen, but it's got to happen. It really does have to happen at some point, because if TNA comes back with that six-sided ring and TNA is putting on these bangers, I guarantee people will enjoy watching TNA. It's going to set them apart. I need to see it happen.